Clinton County Board of Elections Precinct Election Official Training, November 3rd, 2020 General Election. Single precinct, checking in voters with the poll pad and dispensing the ballot. New, ID trays replace the mag stripe scanners that we used in the past. The poll pads will be set up for you at the polling location. A rover or your VLM will install an updated absentee voter file with an iSync drive before you begin checking in the voters on election morning. Welcome, voters. PEOs should provide a great customer experience for every voter. A friendly greeting and a smile, even behind your mask, can set the tone for every voter interaction. When the voter enters the polling location, they will go to the voter check-in table. Once the voter arrives at the voter check-in table, the VLM or PEO number 2 will ask them for one of the acceptable forms of voter ID and examine it for validity. Acceptable forms of identification for voting in Ohio include an Ohio driver's license or state ID. COVID protocol says that if the license or state ID was set to expire on or after March 9th, 2020, it was automatically extended and will remain valid through the November 3rd, 2020 election. The interim document that a temporary license issued to a voter while the new ID is being processed. Government issued check or paycheck. A bank statement with the voter's name and current address and must be dated within the past year. A utility bill with the voter's name and current address and must be dated within the past year. Car registration valid and unexpired. Military ID may not have an expiration date on all of the styles of military IDs. Any government-issued ID, such as a fishing license, a dog license, concealed carry license, etc. Unacceptable forms of identification for voting in Ohio include a passport, the voter acknowledgement postcard sent from the Board of Elections, Social Security card, birth certificate, or a driver's license from any state other than Ohio. As you enter information in the poll pad, it will prompt you what to do next. Simply follow the prompts and you will be able to easily check in regular voters, provisional voters, and voters with an address change. Once the voter's ID is confirmed valid, the VLM will scan the driver's license or state ID to locate the voter's record in the electronic poll book or poll pad. Or the VLM will manually enter the information into the poll pad to look up the voter by typing in the first 3 letters of their last name and the first 3 letters of their first name. Remember, less is more when it comes to manually searching on the poll pad. The VLM will then ask the voter to state their name and current address and confirm this matches the information listed on the voter's record in the poll pad. By stating this aloud, the voter is providing an affirmation that they are who they say they are and that they live where they say they live. Once the voter's information has been confirmed, the VLM will ask the voter to sign in the designated signature box on the poll pad. Click Done Signing to move to the final screen. The final screen will have the voter's complete information, including a comparison of the signature on file to the signature provided on the previous screen. Select the type of voter ID provided and click Submit to complete the voter processing in the poll pad. As the final step in processing the voter at the voter check-in table, the ballot request slip is printed and handed down the table to PEO number 3. The ballot request slip includes precinct name, precinct split if applicable, precinct number, voter's name, and voter's address. PEO number 3 will retrieve the correct ballot style from the precinct ballot supply based on the information provided on the ballot request slip. The ballot request slip is placed in an envelope for return to the BOE. PEO number 2 will use the information on the ballot request slip to locate the voter in the precinct's ballot poll book. Record the ballot stub number in the first column of the ballot poll book. 3 columns are provided for ballot stub numbers because voters can be issued a maximum of 3 ballots should they make an error while voting. Once PEO number 2 has recorded the ballot stub number in the ballot poll book, PEO number 3 may issue the ballot to the voter along with a ballot secrecy sheet, which should be discarded after use. This is COVID protocol. Marking the ballot. PEOs may provide a big pen to each voter to mark the ballot, and they may throw it away when completed. If a voter brings their own pen, remind them a gel pen may not read as well in the scanner. The voter may mark their ballot at any available vote-o-matic or voting booth in the polling location voting area. Instruct the voter to come back to the voter check-in table when they are done voting. When the voter finishes voting, the voter will return to their voter check-in table, remove their stub and scan their ballot, return their ballot stub to PEO number 4, receive their voting sticker, discard the secrecy sheet in the garbage can, COVID protocol, discard their big pen, or take it with them. Instruct the voter to leave the polling location through the designated exit. Gently encourage voters to move along rather than staying inside and chatting with friends. We need to keep people moving in and out of the location to allow for social distancing. Click the link in the notes under this video to take the quiz.